Hello everyone, this is Graphite Fluff or Troy Modeler, and today I have quite an interesting kit for you today. This is Girls Panzer fine molds kit of the Type 89, as you can see, Japanese medium tank. Yes, this is not actually a light tank, this is a medium, despite weighing 8 tons, or something like around that. This one, if you don't know about the lore, this one belongs to the volleyball team. As you can see, the characters right here. Um, so yeah, this quite interesting kit. As you can see, really nice box art. It features, I think, all the camouflages. You can see on the side. Oop, let me get my. Yep. So both for the OVA, the first, like the practice match, and of course, as you can see on the front, the last finale as well. These detail parts are not included, though I did acquire both the photo edge and the gun barrel. So yeah, nothing too much to say. On the other side, a bit about the model kit itself, and a nice screenshot from the anime. This one is, I think, from the movie. Yeah, it's actually that film, so this is the movie edition. So yeah, let's get into it. So this is the inside of the box. It is an open toe box, thankfully. We have two bags of plexus parts, two sets of tracks. These are rubber ones. Instructions. This is sold separately, the footage parts and the gun barrel, but you also do get a nice footage part included with the kit, so that's a nice bonus. And some decals and paint sheets for the various themes. So yeah, let's take a look at the flag stick first. So here are all the plastic parts, all the sprues. I'm going to go through them in an alphabetical order, since there are, I think, 8 sprues in total, including the turret. I checked with the instructions, and it is supposed to be off sprue, like this right here. So let's get started. So this is the first sprue, sprue B. As you can see, the hull itself is riveted on, which means that fine molds did have to put in quite a bit of effort to get good quality surface detailing going on, and I managed to pull it off. I'm not a rivet counter by any means, but this looks pretty good to me. I compared to some shots from the anime, and it looks rather accurate from what I can see. This is a piece from the interior, interesting enough, so there might be something going on there. We'll check with instructions later. Other side, pretty barren, though, yeah, you aren't supposed to see this anyway. So, that's sprue B. This is the next sprue, sprue C. This includes the sides and the third ring and some inside panels, including the machine guns. I really want to show the machine gun, as in my opinion, it's very nicely molded in, and I don't think you're actually going to need a photo etch or metal replacement for it. So yeah, sides, well, really nicely molded in, nothing wrong here. Other side, yeah, pretty barren. So yeah, that's sprue C. This is sprue D. It contains all the parts for the back slide to prevent the tank from getting stuck, and all the little bits and pieces like the hinges, various pickaxes and shovels and whatnot. The detailing, of course, is pretty nice indeed. You can see right here. Other side. That's it for sprue D. This is sprue E. Similar to sprue D, this one features smaller parts, including machine guns for the turret, hull, and very small bits and pieces for the turret, more or less, including the gun, which I checked with the instructions is fully molded in. You also have a shell, like a bag for it, for used shells, which is a really nice addition, in my opinion. Um, this is a two-piece gun, unfortunately, but I highly suggest that you get the metal barrel for this kit. Other side, nothing too much going on here. That's it for sprue E. Sprue H contains two sprues actually, one for each side most likely, so I'm going to just look at one. This one, of course, as I said, features for the tracks, all the boogies and sprockets and whatnot. The sprockets are two-piece or four-piece, and the bogies, they do look nice, albeit a little bit lifeless in my opinion. Though this should be pretty nicely covered up by some mud. So, yeah. Under that, really nicely molded in, detailing. Other side, there is detailing still going on, which I really appreciate them doing. That's it for sprues H. Sprue G contains more bogies and protective plates to hide the bogies from dirt and whatnot, maybe guns. Ask the Japanese what they're actually for. Though they do seem like a high maintenance thing in my opinion. They are nicely molded in though, so no complaining there for my part. Other side, nothing too much. That's sprue G. And this is our last sprue, sprue J. This one contains the back plates I should say, small fenders of course, and the wire for pulling the vehicle. Our side, as usual, kind of bland. That's it for usual sprues. We also do have a separate sprue, or a piece I should say. It's named F, but it's just the turret. And I must say, I'm really liking the detailing on this. Um, the rest of the model is really nice molded in, but this last one piece sprue is just, I kind of like it. That's it for the sprue F, I should say. You also do get a photo edge part right here, sprue K, but it's just one piece. Let me just focus. Yeah, as you can see, really nicely made, small piece. The holes do look a little bit big, but compared to the plastic piece, it's far better. On the other side, there's the decal, though they are going to be quite a bit more decals. This is, I think, just for the this for the film version of the kit, if you want to make it. So that being said, I'm actually going to take a look at the detail parts, the extra detailing parts. You can see it does include the a little bit better mesh, or this I think a different mesh for the tank, and the gun barrel. The gun barrel is of course turned metal, and it does look rather nice indeed. The footage parts, there are only two, but they look far better than the ones in the kit itself. This costs, I think, €6 or €7 if you buy it retail on Hobby League Japan or JP 1999. A very good investment in my opinion. So that out of the way, let's take a small look at the instructions, which are slightly interesting. With this being a special model kit, special edition of model kit, you get a small manga page about the Type 89, of course. Unfortunately, I don't speak Japanese. I don't read kanji letters, so enjoy, I guess, if you can read. Though it does say a bit about the history, about the development of the tank itself. So, yeah, a nice addition in my opinion. The rest of the instructions, unlike their Panzer 4, which features the characters, they are quite normal. There are no small tips with the characters inside. Um, the instructions are very nicely printed out on quite a thick paper with a nice matte finish. They are very clear, unlike, for example, Dragon, which is, oof, yeah. So yeah, you have an option of an additional machine gun right here, as I mentioned. And here are the marking versions. Now, this isn't the only marking version. This is for the game. Uh, I think uh, this is for the first edition. Like, actually, I'm not sure how myself. They had like 5 versions of them. You're gonna have to do your own research, unfortunately. Though this shouldn't differ too much. Um, yeah, as I mentioned, I did. Um, they did include this small piece, I should say, along with the instructions, which have actually 3 separate schemes. Interestingly, there's also this decal sheet or decal, and a nice for the first match decal sheet as well. So yeah, the schemes here, this is the first match, so I think it was the second episode or the third one, which you can see quite a lot of decals. I'm gonna mention them a bit later on, since yeah, this is when it was first found. And after playing with Anzio, this is from the OVA edition. If you haven't watched it, watch it. And I think it's on Crunchyroll, though yeah, I don't use it. Here are the call references. If you need them, just pause if you wish to know more. So here we have the decals. And excluding the characters decals, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use these. We have really nicely printed out decals. They have quite clear writing on them. I really like how they include like the small lines. You can see it really brings out how it would be painted by hand. You can do it by hand even. Here as well. Okay, this one was probably stenciled by the volleyball team. Yeah. More observant of you may have noticed something wrong with the decals, and that is their thickness. As you can see, they are really thick. I can feel them by the finger. And I have a friend who used this exact kit to make his own Type 89, and he himself confirms that they are real bitch to use. I think he spent like 2-3 hours just on a single decal, just because it's so thick you have to work on it constantly with sol and set. So if you plan to use the decals without sol and set, I would not recommend it at all, since it will create some problems for you. And truthfully, it probably will not look really good, especially with the amount of rivets on the model kit, which are going to be apparent. So I think that's all for the model kits. Let's give my closing thoughts. This is quite an interesting build for any model maker and Girls Panzer watcher, which I know they are quite a bit. It's rather cheap at I think around 30 euros for this model kit, which for a brand model kit is quite cheap. If you don't, you can build it without get some aftermarket decals because the original version without the branding costs 25 or 20 euros depending on where you buy. So it's not that much expensive. So yeah, this shouldn't be too hard of a build and I think everyone will enjoy it. So I hope you enjoyed my small box review and I'll see you all next time. Bye!